Just a couple of days to go now until the big grand final, and it's the battle for the West, simply the West, and it's about time he's made his way back out to his roots. Freddie Fiddler, everyone, a round of applause. How are you, Brad? How did you feel when you turned your back on the club in '91?
Well, to be honest, Super League came along and it was...
that went well too.
There was a lot of decisions being made for all different reasons. Anyway, let's not talk about that.
I love it. It was not. You were in a grand final in '90 that you lost, then '91 you won. What was it like back then out here when you won?
It was a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It's just expanded so much and it's got such a huge footprint on Sydney at the moment. The Blue Mountains, obviously. I went to school at the base of the Blue Mountains and just a great place. This was a lot smaller, but this was the centre of our universe, Penrith League.
Was it?
We played across the road, we played here, and just lived down the road. It was an easy life, but the people were so great, and you can see the connection the team and the footy team have.
I mean, the footy team is basically tracking the development of the community.
Absolutely, and they're such good role models. You know, you've got such a big chunk of people out from Mount Druitt, Brian Ty and Jerome and Stephen and those sort of fellas, and they're doing an incredible job. They're, under, some hard circumstances for a lot of them, but have come through and really good people and been great role models.
It always helps for the community as well when your team is so successful as the Panthers have been for so long.
Yeah, they're unbelievable.
Parramatta, though, it's been 36 years. I mean, it's a bit of a fairy tale if they win. Yeah,
and they're very similar teams. Like, tough front rowers. They've got their halfbacks are their sort of drivers, their 5'8s are their creative people, strike back rowers, fullbacks are the same. The only difference is experience. So Penrith have been there the last 2 years and Parramatta haven't, so
how
it'll
big
be
a
a great
difference
story.
is that?
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Today would be a big difference. They've had all the stuff going on, all the fanfare during the week. So it's been able to do all that, put a smile on, and then go and train and be effective.
There's so much anticipation though building with the Eels, and you look at the fans there. It's like something. It's like their Christmas.
Oh yeah, they're going.
It's huge.
They're frothing.
Yeah.
What they call frothing.
Look, there are like real working class areas of Sydney, and when working class sides make the GF, it really is, especially in the AFL as well, or any code. And that's what I see as this being a fantastic thing just for the area, and especially when you look around all these kids, right?
Look at that.
Gives them something to look up to and aspire to.
I think too, when the players realise that, I think when the best teams are the ones that play for their community and their jersey. And you see this team, they do every time you talk to them. They always talk about their fans, and their fans turn up. They've had 19,000 people every game for 3 years across the road. It's been amazing. Every time you go there, it's exactly the same. Full, loud, energetic, pink and black and all the Penrith colours. So they really support their team.
And you can give kids oat milk and they go for days.
It's good fuel, isn't it?
Well, I remember Canberra had that green one. They came out with the green one.
That's awful.
Disgusting,
That's what Ricky's been on it. It's keeping him calm. Freddie, was it difficult to actually move away from the mountain into, and when you became a hipster, of course, in Bondi, but to actually leave here and to have that sense and that feeling as a player of your own little community? Was that a difference?
Yeah,
a big difference?
well, it happened so quick. Like, if I had the choice and the time to make the decision, there's no way I would have moved. It was like we're all so comfortable here and everything was going so well. So, it was a huge move, but like I said, it happened really quickly. And if they could just bring a beach out here, I promise I would come back here. I need some salt water.
You experienced both the win here and also with the Roosters. Who parties bigger?
If I brought Rico and Fletch out here. But, no, I think anywhere you go, when you've got a good reason to celebrate, I think people know how to enjoy themselves. I think the first year, I was in one of these gardens. Down the front here, actually.
Someone to retrieve you in the morning.
It's never really recovered.
It was pretty amazing times at both. And when I was here, I was only young. So a lot of people had worked very hard, and I got it when I was 19. And then at the Roosters, it took a lot of work. So very different sorts of grand finals.
You're a legend, mate. We love seeing you. Love your company, and thanks for coming out here today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to see you, Freddie. Thank you.
He is a legend, and you won't miss a moment of the action on the grand final day, starting with a special edition of Weekend Today live from 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. It's all good in the hood. Well, from one legend...
Parramatta leagues, and a drought-breaking grand final victory is so close. Parramatta players can almost taste it. but premiership glory is a feeling very familiar to the Eels of the 1980s. And I'm pleased to say a multi-premiership winner in John Muggleton joins me right now. John, great to see you. Thanks for coming down. Just describe the feeling out here at Parramatta right now.
Oh, I think throughout the whole western suburbs it's the same. You know, our teams finally got back into a grand final. You know, it's time to get rid of the hoodoo, create, you know, in '86 we had a new stadium and we started a trend there. And now with a new stadium here and a new attitude, you know, our team's doing well. Yeah,
you played in premierships 81, 82 and 86. You've got 3 premierships to your name. Do you think it's time now to create new memories?
Oh, definitely. Our fans have been absolutely superb in their support. You know, I listened to somebody on radio this morning and they're 36 years old and have never seen a premiership. So, you know, they've best travelling supporters in the business. Yeah. They've travelled for, you know, 40, 50 years and it's time that we give back to them and give them a premiership.
Definitely. What do you reckon about Sunday night? Can Parra do it and how are they going to do it? Who's got to really step up?
Well, I think they've done in this final series everything that they need to do to beat Penrith. In the first game versus Penrith, they put them under scoreboard pressure. They kept the score close and they really went at them, and they kept territory away from them as well. So Nathan Cleary in the first half couldn't do those attacking kicks. Against the Raiders, they put a great 80-minute performance together, and then they came from 8 points behind against the Cowboys and defended their line over the last 3 minutes superbly. So that's all they need to do is combine that, good 80-minute effort, scoreboard pressure on Penrith, don't let them get away, and maintain that field position so they can't use their attacking kicks.
Love it, love it. Mitch Moses, everyone's talking about him out here. He's got to be the one, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I think his partner in the halves, they need to work together, because if all the pressure goes at Mitch, Dylan's got to stand up and he's got to take control as well. Okay. And it's a bit like the Penrith halves as well. You put too much pressure on Nathan and Luai, he steps up there. So, yeah, much as he is the number one, he's got a deputy right next to him, and if the pressure's getting too much, just offload, and he's got plenty of skill outside him.
John, love talking to you, mate. John Muggleton, it's been a pleasure talking to you this morning, mate. You're a legend in these parts. Let's hope Parramatta can create those new memories.
Yeah, well,
thanks,
love
John.
it.
Go Parra! Go Parra!
Oh,
It's Roycey.
you got
It's
the crowd
Roycey.
fired up. It is, I know. Look at him, this legend here. What a privilege to have you sitting by us today. You must be pumped ahead of this weekend.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and most of the crowd see me coming out of here about this time of the morning most times anyway.
Out of the poking room.
You've got to come out and get a couple of warm-ups.
It is one, we spoke to you last year, a very different feel. What difference is it going to make for the community, for the area and the club, having this, you know, in Sydney this year and potentially winning?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, we just see the boys over the last couple of days, how excited they've been to go to all the different events which have been robbed for quite a while. They're a magic mob of young blokes. They just got that much faith in each other and that much belief in each other, and they're fit. They'll be playing as strong in the 80th minute as they will be in the first. You know, they're just as I said, their commitment to each other is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's an incredible team, isn't it? Now let's bring in Peter, because many don't think the Eels could make it this year. They have, of course, beaten the Panthers twice. What are you thinking might happen on Sunday?
Oh, I hope we go a little bit better than the last time I spoke to Karl, which was way back in 2009 when we were playing the Melbourne Storm, if he remembers back that far.
Oh, that's right.
The same sort of feel. It's a few years ago, Karl, but I just thought I'd bring out the old 1986 jersey. That's the iconic jersey, the last time we won the premiership way back in 1986.
How good
and
is that?
I'm just hoping for the yeah, I think it still fits too, you know. Well, I didn't put too much weight on since then, but... but it's so exciting, you know, for the fans, for the families of the players, for the players, and I'm really hoping they get, you know, the job done on Sunday night, so they get to experience what we experienced way back in 1986. You know, the satisfaction, the joy, the thrill of the moment of winning the premiership.
Well, you know what, Peter, it is interesting. Those who were born back then when you won the premiership, it's almost their 40th birthday. Royce, you wanted to say something though.
Well, mate, Pete, you're still living in memories, mate. That's your problem. But at least you still got them. You're doing better than me.
Hello. Hey, Royce. I've never scored one try, let alone 2 tries in the grand final. So you are a great legend for Penrith and highly respectable everybody. But I am hoping you run second place on Sunday, okay?
Hey, he reckons that he's sick of going down to your dodgy store there and hocking off the cheap jerseys. I mean, you've got to start to pay him properly.
Hey, I'll do him a deal.
Good for a jumper, mate, for charity.
You know, if you don't score here,
Always selling.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, just before we go, what do you think the scoreline will be and how it'll all go?
Yeah, I think, Parramatta have shown they've got plenty of form, beating the Cowboys last weekend, of course, beating the Raiders the week before. So we're on a bit of a roll at the moment. They're going to be in the game for a long time. Well, look, I respect Penrith. What a team, so much youth, which you've spoken about, so much enthusiasm. But I just think if Parramatta can hang in there, the longer the game goes, I just think the fact that Panthers haven't played too many games in the last few weeks, Parramatta's fitness will come through. Mate, we'll win by a point. I'm happy with that, Karl. I'll win by a point. The only thing I'm scared of, one thing, I don't know how long the party's going to go for once we win, all right? So that'll be huge.
No, that's fine. Well, they're experienced at partying out here, aren't they, Royce?
Yeah. You guys have had such a good run, though.
Yeah.
Would it break your heart if the Eels won?
Yes, it would. Yes, it certainly would. We've been the best side all year, finished in front. But as Pete said, I think it's going to be a really close game. And I'm happy with a 1-point win to us.
Yeah, nice to see it. You're both legends.
game.
Thanks for being with us ahead of the game. It's the Battle of the West, simply the West, and it's going to be terrific. Good on you guys. Thank you, Susan. Real privilege to be with you out here, Royce, too. Good on you. Well, and you won't miss a minute, of course, of the Grand Final GF Day here on 9, starting with Weekend today, live from Acorn Stadium. That's right, they're letting them out. Be afraid this Sunday, folks.
Absolutely.
G'day, it's Ali.
And Karl.
Thanks for watching the Today YouTube channel.
Subscribe now for brand new videos every day and exclusive bonus clips.
Ali, say please.
Please? Why?
Please? I don't know.